It's early 1915, and the Italian and Austrian troops on the Alpine front are strengthening their positions by digging tunnels and shelters in the sides of the mountains. It's a war being fought by patrols, mountaineers and soldiers using picks and shovels to hammer down at solid rock. With Mount Paterno in Italian hands and spring beginning to thaw the snow, the Austrian High Command decides they must try to retake the Italian position. It was mission impossible. Local mountaineer Paolo Tassi guides Durand Group British military archaeologists Andy Hawkins and Julia Robertson up to explore the Italian galleries that overlook the vast plain of Lavaredo at the foot of the famous Three Peaks.
You can tell the real difference, can't you, in the rock? How stable it is. Yeah.
Fragmented.
Most of the time, there was no way to engage their opponents. These troops were posted here, and very little changed throughout the war. Armies forced each other to live in these extreme heights during two of some of the most worst winters of the last 100 years.
On the morning of July the 3rd, 1915, mountain guide and volunteer Sepp Innerkofler was called from his home of Sexton in the Puster Valley to lead an attack on the Italian position on Mount Paterno. Along with 5 companions, Sepp decided to climb up the treacherous northwest face. It was, and remains today, a difficult and dangerous Grade 4 route.
What's a Grade 4 cliff face? A Grade 4 cliff face was always like this, but now we have different equipment. The shoes we wear are soft and very adherent and provide traction on the rocks, which gives the climber more security and sensitivity.
It is difficult for us today to fully comprehend how difficult that climb was at the time. A century ago, climbing equipment was very different. Boots didn't have the traction modern footwear has. Sepp and his companions were also weighed down by guns and heavy hemp ropes, constantly aware that they could be shot down by enemy fire as they were climbing.
It's a route that is made much more dangerous because of loose rocks. It doesn't even meet the safety standards of modern climbing. It's a short chute where climbers go behind the shacks that were built by our Alpine soldiers.
Uscendo dal cammino si arriva proprio a ridosso delle baracche che erano state costruite dai nostri alpini.
Sepp Innerkofler's incredible mission ended tragically for him and his crew. He fell to his death just a few meters from the summit. Forcher was wounded. He and all the other members of the company were forced to retreat. Historians still don't agree on the exact circumstances of Innerkofler's death. There are several conflicting versions. Some on the Italian side say that a legendary Alpine soldier named Pietro de Luca threw a large rock down from the peak. One witness to the scene from a spot near Dreizinnenhütte claims, along with others, that Sepp was hit accidentally by friendly fire as he was caught in machine gun crossfire. Italian soldiers allowed the remains of the legendary Sepp Innerkofler to be retrieved from the bottom of the cliff where he had fallen in order to give him a dignified burial. It was a sign of respect and camaraderie among mountaineers for whom war had created a deadly divide. Here in the town of Sexton is a tomb erected to honour the memory of Sepp Innerkofler. Today, his great-grandson, Christian Innerkofler, still runs the family inn at the base of the mountains where Sepp died heroically.
Also der Leichnam, die Leiche Sepp Innerkoflers wurde vom Opelkamin von den
Innerkofler's body was retrieved and carried up here by the Italians. They buried him on Mount Paterno, but a year later it was brought back down to Sexton, where he was given a proper burial.
Also wurde dort begraben.